10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's slide to the left, yeah, yeah. Let's slide to the right, yeah, yeah. Show me your heart, yeah, yeah. Let's shine Jesus light, yeah, yeah. Shine His light, shine His light, shine His light for all the world to see. Every single day is another chance. Shine, shine Jesus light. Shine Jesus light. Let's jump to the left, yeah, yeah. Let's jump to the right, yeah, yeah. Let's do the airplane, yeah, yeah. Let's shine Jesus light, yeah, yeah. Let's go. Shine His light, shine His light, shine His light for all the world to see. Every single day is another chance. Shine, shine Jesus light. Shine, shine Jesus light. Every time you laugh, every time you smile, every time you shout, even when you're quiet, every time you praise, you can lift Him high. Shine the light of Jesus, shine it bright. Every time you laugh, every time you smile, every time you shout, even when you're quiet, every time you praise, you can lift Him high. Shine the light of Jesus, shine it bright. Shine His light, shine His light, shine His light for all the world to see. Every single day is another chance. Shine, shine Jesus light. Shine His light, shine His light, shine His light for all the world to see. Every single day is another chance. Shine, shine Jesus light. Shine, shine Jesus light. Way to go, astronauts. Take a seat.
Whoa, welcome back to space. So good to have you all. And everybody is looking so good in all of your out of this world outfits. I got my out of this world outfit today. I've got my solar system belt on.
I love it.
I got my sparkles because I'm part of the solar system. But do you want to see what else I brought? Oh, I'll show you.
Oh, let's
All
see
right.
it.
I'll be an alien for you here.
Oh, wow, Madam Director, I'm excited. Let's see.
Ta-da!
Whoa!
So silly. Oh my goodness. Well, I want to see all of your out of this world gear. So we're going to stand up and play a game. I want this whole side of the room to get into a circle the best you can, and this side of the room to get into a circle the best you can. Big circles, both sides. Just everybody together so that you can all see each other's costumes.
One big circle.
Two big circles.
Two big circles.
All right, everyone's got to stand up. We're going to do some moving and grooving to show off our costumes here. We're going to show our alien gear, show our astronaut gear, show our solar system gear.
Oh, wow.
All
I'm
right.
excited to see this.
This song and dance is called the Space Shuttle Jam. So I need everyone, put your right arm in, put your right arm out, put your right arm in, and you shake it all about. You do the Space Shuttle Jam and you orbit around. That's what it's all about. Oh yeah, here we go. Put your left arm in, you put your left arm out. You put your left arm in and you shake it all about. You do the space shuttle jam and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. All right, put your whole self in, put your whole self out. Put your whole self in and you shake it all about. You do the space shuttle jam and you orbit around. That's what it's all about. What else should we put in? Shout something to me. Put your
I love it.
left foot in, put your left foot out. Put your left foot in and you shake it all about. You do the space shuttle jam and you orbit all around. That's what it's all about. Put your
Right
foot in, put your right foot out. Put your right foot in and you shake it all about. You do the space shuttle jam and you orbit all around. That's what it's all about. All right, turn to somebody next to you and say, "You look out of this world." And then you can take a seat.
Out of this world.
All right, astronauts, go ahead and have a seat. It is time for some space science.
Oh, I can't wait to learn more about space today.
Well, you all sure do look out of this world. So now that we are looking like we belong in space, let's talk some more about space.
Okay.
Let's see, we've learned so far some things about our solar system and how big it is and how far things are. And then we learned a little bit about what it's like to be an astronaut yesterday. Well, today, I thought we could talk about light. Light is something we've been talking about all week, right? Because Jesus is the light of the world. And light in outer space is kind of crazy because it goes super, super far without stopping and super, super fast. But we'll get to that. So let's see, we've talked about some things in outer space that create their own light. Does anybody remember what some of those things might be? I see a hand way in the back. Can you shout it to me? Ooh, Saturn. Does Saturn make its own light? Saturn's a planet. That's a really good guess. Let's see. What's something that makes its own light? Blue shirt. The sun. Good. Stars can make their own light. That's right. Stars make their own light. And we're going to learn some things about comets. We haven't really talked about comets, but they can make their own light too as they're flying through space with all their fieriness to them. They shine light. But planets and moons, like we talked about yesterday, Luna told us yesterday that moons do not make their own light. Where do moons and planets get their lights from? The sun, right? They reflect it. That's right. So they have to reflect it just like we can reflect the light of Jesus. Well, light can go really fast. And I wonder if we can figure out how fast light can go. Let's see, some things are pretty fast. Does anybody think they can run pretty fast? Yeah, we got some fast runners out there. Well, did you know that we usually measure running in minutes because you can run a pretty good distance in a couple of minutes. The fastest runner who has ever run the mile did it in 3 minutes and 43 seconds.
Wow.
Can you believe that? That's really fast. It takes me like 12 minutes to run a mile, just saying.
That's crazy.
3 minutes and 43 seconds, that's pretty fast. But let's see, I think that something can go faster than a runner. Maybe animals, right? Can animals go pretty fast? Do you want me to tell you what the fastest animal is? Ooh. Oh, right there, peregrine falcon is the fastest. A peregrine falcon can fly at about 55 miles per hour.
Oh my goodness.
That's pretty fast. I can't run that fast. I can't bike that fast. But a peregrine falcon can run 55 miles per hour. We talk about those kinds of things in hours because they can go pretty fast. Let's see, the fastest car. Does anybody like watching car racing?
Oh, Yeah, that's fun.
NASCAR cars drive at about 200 miles per hour.
Whoa.
That means that if you were going to put a stopwatch on them and let your stopwatch go for 1 hour, they could go 200 miles. That's pretty far. All right, so those are some pretty fast things, right? Let's see. A space shuttle. Anybody want to know how fast a spaceship can go? In 2014, NASA created a spacecraft called the New Horizon, and they made that so that it could go 36,000 miles per hour. So
Wow.
in 1 hour, it could travel 36,000 miles. That's really fast. But we talked about the other day that could still take about 3 days to get to the moon. Whew, super long.
Wow.
Okay, but light is the fastest thing out there. Light goes so fast that we don't even calculate it in minutes or in hours or even days. We calculate it in light years. It goes so far, we have to think about how far it can get in a whole year. Hey, Ella, I think that maybe you could help us out, try to understand what a light year is. What's a light year?
A light year is how we measure light. Thank you. A light year is how fast it can travel in 1 year. In 1 year, a light year can travel 6 trillion miles.
6 trillion miles? Trillion? Does anybody know how many zeros are in trillion when you write it out? 8, 16, 12. There are 12 zeros in a trillion. You know, I can kind of understand a million. That's kind of a number that maybe I can understand, but there are only 6 zeros in a million. We are talking about doubling that and putting 12 zeros in a trillion. I can't even imagine how far that is. Ella, could you try to break that down a little bit more for us? Because I'm having a hard time with 12 zeros.
Yeah. Okay. Light is how fast it's going in 1 second. It could travel around the earth 8 times in 1 second.
8 times in 1 second? That was a second. Can you all snap your fingers? That was 1 second. So you're telling me that light, I've got my laser pointer here, that this light, when I turn it on, it could go around the world just like that 8 times? Yep. What? That's crazy. That's crazy. I do have a problem with this light, though. It did not just go around the world 8 times. Does anybody know why? Because it stopped right there at the roof. It can't go through the roof. But if it was powerful enough, like the sun's light is super powerful, then this light would go around the world, and it had no obstacles in its way 8 times. But that's kind of like out in space. Light can go in space so far, so fast, because there's nothing to stop it. That is just crazy. All right, well, light out in space is very different than light here on Earth. And I thought maybe we could show you some of what light looks like to astronauts who are out on the moon or who are traveling in the International Space Station when they turn around and they look at the Earth. Do you want to know what the Earth looks like? The lights on the Earth from outer space?
Yeah.
All right, well, let's use our planetarium walls here and take a look at this video that was taken from the International Space Station. Maybe as you see lights in this video, you can try to figure out where those lights are coming from. Whoa. That's pretty cool. That's what Earth looks like at night to anybody who can see it in outer space. But I've told you that Earth is a planet, and planets don't create their own light. So I wonder if you can identify how any of those lights get there. Let's see. Jaren, do you want to take a microphone out there and see if people can help us identify some of these lights? What kind of lights did you see out in that video?
Some of them look like the northern lights.
What was that? The northern lights. Yeah, those green lights that kind of wrapped around the Earth. Those were the northern lights, or the aurora borealis. And that doesn't come from the Earth. That's the sun reflecting on gases out in the sky.
The lights in the clouds were lightning.
The lights of what?
The lights in the clouds were lightning.
Yeah, did you see lightning coming from clouds? Whoa, so those are natural lights, but we only have that on Earth because we have, does anybody know the word atmosphere? We have an atmosphere. A lot of other planets don't have an atmosphere like that. Any other lights that you saw?
Cities?
Cities? Yeah. Who created the lights in the cities? We did. That's right. All of our scientists and engineers and technology people, we created that light to send it up. Well, I think you figured out what all of those lights were, so good job. But that makes the Earth look really pretty. And it looks to me like there are a lot of people here shining their light from Earth.
Those are some really amazing and important lights. I'm so glad that God gives us light to see. I think we need to talk about the light of God, though. Maybe some time for some God sightings. What do you say?
I hope you guys were looking for God sightings yesterday because I want to hear how God's been working in your life. First, we saw God by looking at God's creations. Then we saw God because we found out that all good things come from God. Today, we're going to focus on how God can reveal himself through other people. When someone is being loving and kind, that is God working on their hearts. Can you turn to your crew and tell them a way that God has worked through someone else when they were loving and kind to you? Captains, don't forget to fill out a star for our galaxy.
the same group that said here. Here. What's that?
Kenley and Jaron are going to come out with a microphone and ask you to share some of your God sightings.
My sister helped me make bracelets.
When friends help you through rough times.
Friends.
When I was lonely, my friends came and played with me.
Oh, that's awesome.
Besties.
My sister.
Mommy.
My brother.
I made a card for my grandma.
My Aunt Christina's in the hospital, so I'm making dinners for her.
Oh, what a great help.
Water. Someone saved a baby bird.
Somebody smile at me.
Spaceship. My family.
A baby. My kitten got stuck on a curtain, so I had to get him down.
Okay, one more from each side.
A rainbow when it rained at my house.
Oh, those are great.
My sister helped me sew my mini back together.
It's my favorite when people show God's love by being loving to me. Let's sing about how Jesus is the light of the world as we send our stars to the galaxy.
The world is searching for an answer, a ray of hope in a hopeless world. Who can we turn to? Where is our rescue? There is someone, he's the answer. He is the light and he lights our way. His name is Jesus. He came to save us. He is the light, 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 light of
a big balloon arch. A big cake, yes, a big cake. Oh, and definitely Twinkies. Hey, Kendall, do you want to maybe focus back on what we're trying to do here?
Oh, yeah. I was just making notes for a party I'm going to make.
Well, parties are fun, but there's probably a better time to plan. I mean, it's taking you away from Art's wonderful space program.
You're right. It's just that when we visited Mickey Way yesterday to thank him for making this whole camp, he seemed so sad about having to cancel his trip to space to take his dog Solstice to the dentist. I think he said he needed to take him to the dentist to take care of his gravity. I guess he's starting to float around on walks or something.
Okay, a dentist fixes teeth. I think he needed to take care of a cavity, not gravity.
That would make more sense. Well, anyway, he helped make this camp, so I decided to help cheer him up. His whole team was looking forward and counting on him, and his whole family and friends were looking forward to hear about his trip. And he might not ever get to be an astronaut again, and he's sad he might not ever get to realize his dream of being an astronaut.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that he's sad about not going to space. That must be a really big disappointment.
Yeah.
But do you really think that a party is the best way to make him feel better?
Well, I thought a party would take off the sadness. I mean, I was thinking music and confetti and balloons and more confetti. Oh. And I have a pinata, and I have just enough Twinkies to stuff it all up and give it to him. Where's my Twinkies?
Oh, wow. You do have a lot of Twinkies still. No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Okay, this does seem really fun. I mean, Twinkies and all, but I don't know. I don't know if that's the best way. Do you really think that's the best way?
Well,
Oh my gosh, there's streamers and stuff everywhere.
yeah. Well, I'm fine, thank you. Well, I was thinking, why couldn't a party take away your sadness? With pinatas, confetti, and Twinkies. Ooh, and pin the tail on the comment. That would be a great name.
Okay, maybe.
I'll add that to my list. Could you help me blow up some balloons and grab some of the supplies?
Okay, I mean, I can help you, but I don't really think that throwing a party is exactly what Mickey Way needs to make him feel better. He might just need a good friend. Sometimes when we're sad, what helps the most is a friend who will listen to us and encourage us. Parties really are fun and can be great, but people just want to know that they're loved and cared for, even if things don't go the way they expect them to go. He needs the light of Jesus, because when people are sad, shine Jesus' light.
Can't Twinkies and pinatas shine Jesus' light?
Well, we don't need stuff to show the love and kindness of Jesus. Sometimes the best thing we can do is just be with people, just like how God is always with us. I know. In my Bible, and in all of your Bibles, it says, don't let your hearts be troubled. Trust in God. Astronauts, can you say that with me? Don't let your hearts be troubled. Trust in God. And when we shine Jesus' light to others when they're feeling sad, we can remind them that they can trust God, because God is good and he's going to give them a good path to get through their hard times. And we can shine Jesus' light with a hug or a fist bump, or just sitting down and giving them our attention by listening to them share how they're feeling.
I can totally do that. I'll stop by his office today and give him a Twinkie.
That's great. Okay, so we have a song to talk about when people are sad. Shine Jesus' light. And astronauts, we talked about the messages of our songs yesterday. And instead of getting worried about the moves or the words, I just want you to sit and listen. You can join in the words if you want, but we just want to know what God says about how when people are sad, we can shine his light. take a seat.
You're feeling down. We've all had those days. We've all felt that way sometime before. Yeah, you're sad. Well, you know that's alright. You know we've all cried for something more. Everyone has felt this way before. Feel what you feel, 'cause the God of creation, the author of peace with no limitations. Don't let your heart be troubled. And don't try to run from your hardest of feelings. The God of the stars is the source of all healing. Don't let your heart be troubled. Don't let your heart be troubled. Yeah, you're sad. Well, you know that's alright. You know we've all cried for something more. Feel what you feel, 'cause the God of creation's the author of peace with no limitations. Don't let your heart be troubled. And don't try to run from your hardest of feelings. The God of the stars is the source of all healing. Don't let your heart be troubled. Don't let your heart be troubled. 'Cause everybody's felt this way. When we see someone in pain, we can comfort them and say, feel what you feel, 'cause the God of creation's the author of peace with no limitations. Don't let your heart be troubled. And don't try to run from your hardest of feelings. The God of the stars is the source of all healing. Don't let your heart be troubled. Don't let your heart be troubled.
Today's Bible buddy is Soul. Soul is our son. Let's see what he has to say about dealing with sadness.
Sunny days. Oh, hi there. I'm Soul. Isn't that a cheery song? That's because it's all about me. Yep, nothing cheers people up like when I come out. You might wonder, just what is the sun? Sure, you can see that I'm very bright, and you might know that I'm blazing hot. But what makes me that way? Well, I'm known as a main sequence star. That's a fancy way of saying that I'm mostly made up of two gases, hydrogen and helium, and that I'm shaped like a ball. I'm also a lot bigger than your home planet, Earth. I'm 110 times as wide, which means you could actually fit around 1 million Earths inside me. Whoa. But I wouldn't recommend that. Grown-ups have probably told you not to touch the stove when it's on. It's so hot, it'll burn you. But I'm even hotter, like way hotter. But here's how amazing God is. God put the earth just the right distance away from me so that you get the right amount of heat to live. I'm far enough away that it takes 8 minutes for my light to reach the earth. And I don't want to brag, but I'm pretty important to life on Earth. For one thing, my heat makes it possible for your planet to have water. Lots and lots of water. Yep, you need water for plants, animals, and people to live on Earth. My light even helps your body. Sunlight keeps you healthy and makes your bones stronger. Hanging out in the sun is always a bright idea. I'm so good for you. Just don't forget to put on some sunscreen. One thing I'm great at is cheering people up. Maybe that's why people sometimes talk about sad times as cloudy and happy times as sunny. In fact, sometimes people get extra sad in the winter when I'm not around as much. That's called seasonal affective disorder, or SAD for short. Being in the sun helps your body make a chemical that puts you in a better mood. My sunny rays can bring cheer to the saddest of days. But even if I'm hiding behind closed doors or can't shine as much in the winter, Jesus is always there to cheer you up. And you can turn around and shine his light on others who need a smile. In the Bible, the book of John chapter 14 verse 1 says, "Don't let your hearts be troubled. Trust in God." When you see someone who looks sad, or maybe someone who's crying, you can be like me and bring cheer into their lives. When people are sad, shine Jesus' light.
So the sun is just what we need on earth. Like he said, life on earth depends on the sun to give us light and warmth. The sun's light is so important that without it, people would start to feel sad. When the sun's light shines, people will start to feel in a better mood, have more energy, and can even be healthier. Jesus' light is just as important and makes us feel happier. We can shine Jesus' light by sharing love with others and letting them know that they are never alone. We are with them, and so is Jesus. Let's sing another song about how we can always look to Jesus to cheer us up.
Let's all stand and turn our eyes to Jesus. And he can be our comfort and our help. Well, astronauts, it is time to move on to your next space station. So go ahead, turn around with your crew captain to figure out your jobs and enjoy zooming through space today.
Feeling down.